Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and I'm a 13th year teacher here in Texas, and today I'm going to take you along with me as we plan for the next 6 weeks. So it is Saturday, December 13th, and we are getting our planning done. So we always come in on a Saturday and get everything planned for the next 6 weeks. We plan out all of our lessons, we look at anything special that we're doing, and then we make our copies for the whole 6 weeks. So step one is we look at our scope and sequence, what we have on the schedule for our planning, and then we're also going to look at our calendars. So I have my, because this is when we come back in January, so I have my actual calendar here so we can start planning out, plugging in our lessons and seeing where we are ending. So this last week of school, we're not actually doing any real teaching, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff. So we're going to look at where we ended yesterday in our lessons and move on from there. Okay, so step one, our first week back is like a review week. So we're reviewing our procedures routine because they're off for 2 weeks. So it's going to be insane coming back. They're off for 2 weeks. We're going to come back. We're going to review our procedures routines, and then we're just going to review everything we've covered up to this point. So that first week is not any new content. We need to finish up our realistic fiction story. But other than that, I need to write that down because I did not write that down. Finish realistic story. Okay, so what I do is, this is my, I'll show you in a second, get my page right now. This is my planner. Okay, looks like this. It is a hell of a planner, and what I do is I write everything out first, because this is like my messy, this did not go, this is not right, type of planner. I'm using our scope and sequence again, and I'm just going through and I'm plugging things in as we need them. So that way, sorry, I'm trying to organize things too. So that way I kind of like know what to expect, you know. The next thing is, the other thing that we're doing is, these are our things from last year. So I have every week, so we're planning for week 19 right now. I have every week and the copies we did last year in there together. So I just pull that whole file. This is for the 6 weeks. I have them bundled together at 6 weeks at a time. So this yellow thing is a whole 6 weeks. And then I just pull the whole bundle and we go through what copies we had for that week, and we look at if we kind of want to do that again, or if we're wanting to change it up, or like how we're wanting to do that. And that's what we do next. And then I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna plug in what I want to go do on Monday. That way when I go to type up my plans to submit to our principal, I know what my plan is. And that way I can base my slides off of this plan that I have. So it's gonna be a huge review week. That's all we're doing this first week, is review. So I have my whole list. I went through all of my plans for the first semester, and I wrote down everything that we covered, so everything that I need to review. Plus we're gonna do like some fun things. So we have a winter packet that we're doing, and in that winter pack, it's things like this. Like, she found a couple of like math winter things to do. I have a couple of reading winter things to do, and then we threw in a couple of fun things. So my thought is, I'm gonna read a story every day. I pulled out these stories for this first week back. Pierre the Penguin, I love this story. It's one of my favorites. I pulled out because January has Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so I pulled out this one. It's My Daddy. It's from the perspective of his son, and I just love that, so I'm doing that story. And then I definitely don't like winter, so this is a new one to me. We had it at the book fair this year, and one of the kids got it for me. So, and then The Snow Thief. I bought this one. Actually, yeah, I think I bought this one. The Snow Thief, and I read The Leaf Thief to them, so I think they're gonna love this one because it's like the snow thief thing. So that is the plan. That is what we're doing. I'm just gonna kind of plug things in and kind of see where they fall and what I need to do and what I need to print still, because we've already gone through the packet, the thing, she started making those, and now I just need to see what do I not have that I still need to print. So I know this is actually for this week. So I know I need some of these for this week, because we're going to we're going to do our Monday when we come back. This Monday when we come back, I need to get we're going to do their data folders, and this is something that we're doing in those data folders. I need to get these printed. So that is something on my list that I need to print or get done today. But I'm gonna just start plugging things in. I have all of my plans that I need to review, and we need to finish up our realistic fiction story. We have the plan, we have the beginning, middle, and end figured out. We just need to start writing our draft and then edit. Actually, I think we wrote our draft. I don't know. I need to look to see what we've actually done of that. So I'm gonna start like working on that. Okay, I have planned everything for the first week. I wrote everything down, got all my ideas out of my brain, and now I'm going through it and I'm looking for copies that I might want to do that week, and then I'm sending them to my printer, so that will be like the master copy we keep in the folder, and then we're gonna go make copies of it for the whole week. And I have a drawer, so I have a 10-drawer cart you can see right there that has all the weeks, and then I just put my copies, so like this will be this week, so all the stuff we're making right now will be this week, and then I'll put it next week and it'll just go down. So that holds all of our copies for the entire week, for the entire 6 weeks. That way we can just go to the drawer, pull everything out that we need, and bada bing bada boom, we're good. So I am going to continue working. I'm going to try and find all the copies that I need, and then I will show you what I have. Okay, we've gone through and we've gotten all of our copies for this week. So this is mine and hers. So she is doing science this week. So she has all of her science stuff, so like vocabulary cards. These are the vocabulary cards that come with it. I will leave, if I can remember, the pack down below that she uses, because it's amazing. It comes with everything. It even comes with slides, so she doesn't have to do anything. This is an anchor chart, so like things for her anchor charts. That's what she's doing for science this week. And then this is my center stuff. So I have this prompt that we're doing. I have this rhyme time that we're gonna do. This is the review week. And then these are her science things that she's doing this week. And then we have all of our stuff for our fast finisher cart. So that's all this. This doesn't go in here. This is my craft I'm doing with them this week. We both have winter packets, so 2 winter packets in here. And then I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all that we have planned for this week. And then the rest is just extra in case we need an extra, but that's everything. And the next step is to make copies of it. So we're gonna go do that. Okay, so I just want to mention something that we take into consideration is like, the reason we look at the calendar is we look at things that are coming up or happening. So for example, this week is one thing that we need to take into consideration. We don't have school Monday. We have no school Monday. So it's a 4-day week. So we need to think about, we only have 4 days to get whatever lessons we need to get in. And if we're gonna make Friday like a test day or whatever, or like a fun Friday, then we need to make sure that we only have 3 lesson days. So those are things that we look at. We also have like 100th day of school. So that week is going to be like all 100th day of school stuff. And then we have, I think that's it, because I think our 6 weeks ends the week of Valentine's Day. Oh, that's the thing to consider though. The week of Valentine's Day, we're going to need to make sure that, it's the end of the 6 weeks. We're gonna have our Valentine's Day party where we do a card exchange. And I think we're gonna do cookies. We usually decorate cookies. So we need to make sure that we're thinking about those things when we're doing our planning. So, oh, and we don't have, I think we don't have school that Friday too. I think it's like an in-service day or whatever. But those are things that we could take in consideration when we're planning. So like here is, like again, here's my draft. I just like jot down like tidbits and stuff, and then anything I can think of that I need to do to prep for that week, I put on my to-do list. So here's this week. This is the week after the ones that, this is the first full week we come back, though this is when we're getting back into our normal like plans and stuff. So I just write down everything that I can think of that I need to do this week. And that's why you see, like, you even see like notes over here on the side, like it's just notes for me to like remember. I have one little to-do list thing, like, and then when I go to type all this in, like I'll add the teaks and I'll add all that. This doesn't have the teaks. This just has, what am I doing? What book am I doing? What vocabulary words am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, this is just basically getting all of this down, checking out our scope and sequence and getting that figured out. I pull my book. So this week we're doing this Squirrel's New Year's resolution. And then we're going to discuss, because the week before we're going to do, I forgot to tell you all this. The week before we're going to do the word collector, and I have this activity that we're doing. I have like a whole like PowerPoint, but we're going to do this activity. So they're going to brainstorm different word of the years, and then they're going to create like their word of the year banner for the hallway. So that's one thing that we're doing. And then we're using the word collector to talk about that. And then we're going to compare our New Year's resolution to his and what his is. So that's like on the docs of what we're doing. So I always pull the book and I flip through the book and I look at things like that. And then I have, sorry, all right, I'll show you the chaos, but I have like a handwriting book too that I need for centers, and I have the writing book that I need to plan out the writing, and then I have our Phonics books to plan out the phonics. Let me just show you the chaos real quick. If you are someone that needs like perfectly clean desk, this is not it. So like this is like my planner. This is like our old plans. This is the scope and sequence. I have my computer up. I'm updating my to-do list for the weeks. This is her planner. This is all the pins that we're using, and then that's all her stuff. So like those are her binders for her things. That's the first week of copies that we made. That's her computer. And then over here we have like the books, my curriculum books, and then this is just pencils that I need to update for the kids. So that's why it's over here to remind me to do it before I leave today. And that's just snacks. So that is what we have today. So yeah, that's the chaos of like everything. It just kind of like spills out and takes over. So I am working on she's making our copies. We just printed all of our copies for the second week that we come back. I'm working on the third week. Mom's working. Okay, I am working on the last step. So our last step is, after all of our copies have been made, I am sorting them. So we have the carts. This is her cart. My cart's over there. We have the carts, and all I'm doing is I'm clipping a group. Wait, I just lost track. Okay, I'm on this side. A group together, and then I'm putting it in the drawer that it's supposed to be in. That way it's easier for us to find the copies we need. And then we can just grab this pack and say this is what we're doing that day. So, and then we both have carts by our desk that are like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So literally we're just gonna come, when we come back from break, we'll just pull up, open this drawer, take these things, and then sort them into our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday cards are like shorter, so it's not as big. But that is like our last and final step before we are done. So we're working on, she just dropped me, you can see another stack of copies. We still have the last week to plan, but I wanted to try and get caught up on all this. But we have the last week to still plan, and we also need to she was still working on pulling her pages that she needed to copy for week 5. So I was stopping to catch up and stopping because we need to talk about that week, because I don't know how we want to do it when we have no school Friday, and then Thursday you're not gonna get to do one of your rotations. So I don't know how we want to do that. We gotta talk about that week. So yeah, but I'm gonna continue sorting this pile now that she dropped off, and then we'll plan our last week. Okay guys, we just finished the end. You can see we put the tables back together. We just finished the last thing that we needed to copy, and we planned for, we're not gonna like teach the week of Valentine's Day, because there's no way. We don't have school that Friday. We don't have school that Friday. And
He's been texting me forever.
when you were coming home.
When are you coming home?
Alright, so we are done. I got all of our drawers full of everything that we are doing when we come back. Everything's planned, everything's ready, everything's thought through, but we are going. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye y'all.